obviously Black Adam is just released.
Yeah.
It stars The Rock.
It does.
It
stars people.
People.
It's made by people.
Weirdly enough. It's also a
Surprisingly.
spin-off of Shazam.
It's a spin-off of Shazam.
But
it's its own thing.
it's the Iron Man of the DCEU. Because The Rock has described Black Adam as the first film in Phase 1 of DC's new initiative, their new storytelling initiative.
Which is odd, because it's in the DCEU,
Yeah.
which hasn't technically ended. So it's still
Yeah.
in the same universe, so it's not really the
But
beginning.
it's the beginning of the new phase of this universe, which they're calling Phase 1, because The Rock is all.
So-
He's almighty.
So all of
Nothing
these...
came before The Rock.
So all of...
He hasn't seen any of the other films.
He's just like God. What was there before God? Nothing.
Okay,
a
genuinely.
black void.
Genuinely.
The Rock appears.
Let's throw this question out.
Okay.
Has The Rock seen any of the other DCU films?
Absolutely not. He probably doesn't even know who fucking Batman is. He probably was just like, oh.
So when people are asking, The Rock, when are you going to fight Shazam, Black Adam's mortal enemy? Do you reckon The Rock just looks at them and goes, who is that?
I've got to ask right now. I haven't seen
Yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Why would Shazam be his enemy? Because isn't Shazam like a child? Well, no, okay, I know it's, but isn't Shazam just a silly superhero?
Yeah.
Isn't The Rock an anti-hero?
Well, he's a villain.
Well, yeah.
He's meant to be a villain.
But
we're Morbiusing him.
But what happens? What would happen for Shazam to be his mortal enemy?
Well, I guess it's meant to be a case of they're both champions, but I guess they fight.
I guess.
You know what I mean? The Black Adam is literally just, from my understanding, the yellow jacket to Shazam's anthem.
Yeah. It's basically all it's like
The
Shazam's
abomination
Joker.
to Hulk's.
It's
Hulk.
Yeah, it's all Warmonger to Iron Man.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just the same guy with a different design.
But I guess the problem is that with Black Adam, he doesn't really. Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Who gives a fuck?
It's Black Adam.
Who gives a fuck?
You know the plot.
Yeah, the film ends with Black Adam being an anti-hero, I guess.
Yeah, but then also, Amanda Waller is immediately after it you're a villain. But then The Rock looks in the camera.
But The Rock saved the day.
Yeah, he saved the day.
And the Justice Society seems to like him.
Yeah, well, the alive ones.
Well, yeah, but Dr. Fate, was also
Dr. Fate was big on him.
Dr. Fate was I like this guy. I think he's deep down in the core as a hero.
What do you think of Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate? Because everyone's losing their dicks over that casting.
He was fine.
He was fine.
Was
I
fine.
thought he was kind of boring.
He came in, got his paycheck, went away.
People want a solo film of him, which I think would be boring as fuck.
I swear to God, people want fucking solo films of everyone. Fucking glub shito. I took a shit in the toilet. Make that a solo film. Who gives a fuck about Dr. Fate that much for a film?
Well, it's so
What did
obviously
he do?
so obviously this film I feel was really, really obviously trying to set up more films.
Oh, the Atom Smasher
Atom
movie.
Smasher.
Fucking Noah Centineo. Wow, he eats food. Wow, so funny.
I just love the fact that they got Henry Winkler. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Winkler to
That's probably the best scene in the movie.
literally to FaceTime him. You can tell he just fucking did that scene.
100%.
Just in his fucking house.
Hey, do this for us, please. And he was yeah, sure. And he was working on Barry, something good. And he was
the Rock just appeared behind him.
Yeah.
Onto his head.
He was just
Listen.
listen.
Record this scene.
Yeah. The hierarchy of power in this gun will change if you do not film this.
So Henry Winkler, he makes this whole deal out of saying how old the suit is, and then fucking Noah Centineo puts it on, and it's the most high-tech, classic modern suit.
The suit's fits him fine.
Looks fresh as hell.
The suit doesn't really impact him in any way.
And I feel that sums up the film.
Yeah.
It's just
you gotta just throwing everything in the fucking kitchen sink. But then the problem is but then none of it sort of comes together. The film
there's attempts at gore,
which is so
painted
apparently
over with a PG lens.
Well, yeah, because apparently the film was heavily cut. because it was meant to be rated R, which to me makes sense, because wouldn't it make sense for Black Adam, the guy who kills people in pretty violent ways?
Stories about killing people
and like killing them like violently.
Isn't it mad how?
Wouldn't that make sense for a rated R movie?
Isn't it mad how the entire movie makes this point about, hey guys, just don't stand there. Maybe killing people isn't great.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they have nothing to back that statement up.
And like
for some reason, they can't back up the statement of killing people is bad. Hawkman's whole point is, what, we're superheroes.
Listen, this film's deep, okay? This film talks about imperialism.
The Rock looked up the word slavery.
They talk about imperialism and America invading foreign countries. This film's deep. This film's topical. This film definitely wasn't made by a writer who doesn't know what imperialism is, and they read
the word of the day calendar.
Yeah, and he was all like Wordle, and he got like that answer, and was like, okay, I'm gonna put this in this movie now. Like what? Like literally, like this. I think that's the thing, right? Look, it's one thing to be like, like Morbius, for what it's worth with Morbius is just a stupid superhero film.
Yeah.
It doesn't really attempt to be anything more than that.
Yeah.
Really? Like, it's not like trying to make a grander point. It's just a stupid superhero movie.
Yeah.
Black Adam tries to be like...
It dips its dick in.
Yeah, it's it's like, listen, this film has themes. This film...
We're writers.
Listen, right.
But then it's doing that whilst also trying to set up a cinematic universe.
Trying to set up a cinematic universe with characters who either die or are not anywhere near interesting enough to really make a film out of.
You can't make a Hawkman film.
What was the name of the one who had the clouds?
Okay, so this is what I thought was really weird. So, genuinely, so it said in when she got introduced, it said on her, there was something which said her name, AKA, and it said Red Tornado, but then they're like, this is Cyclone. Red Tornado is a character in DC.
They just forget.
So I think they just forgot.
And as well, she does nothing.
She does nothing.
She literally...
She has potentially the most useless superpower I've seen.
Genuinely, right? It is impressive how useless she is as a character. Because all she does is come onto a scene and then go like... with her hands, and then nothing happens.
Effect.
It's a cool effect, because every single time she fucking does it, it goes into slow motion. Because this film literally is... Okay, I know people complain at Zack Snyder. He does slow motion.
But even then, Zack Snyder's is nowhere near this level of concept.
But also, Zack Snyder makes it look cool.
Yeah.
Whereas Black Adam uses it
of?
for no reason.
It reminded me of, in Guy Ritchie's Aladdin, there's a scene where Aladdin is tied to a chair. And he falls off,
and it's the only
slow motion.
And it's the only Guy Ritchie ism in that movie. It's the only.
But it's done so badly.
It's done so badly because it's the only time it does it, and it's it never establishes why it would do that.
Yeah.
It just all of a sudden, it's like they forgot it was a Guy Ritchie movie, and they were like, oh shit, yeah, let's just.
That's what it felt like with Black Adam.
Yeah.
It felt like they looked at that slow motion and was like, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
We should do that.
Whoa, that's so cool. How do you do that?
They learned to do the slow motion effect on Premiere Pro. And so they just proceeded to do it for every other shot.
Because it doesn't, because that's the thing, is usually with slow motion, when it's used, with Zack Snyder, to be fair to him, when he does slow motion, he does it in ways that make sense. 300.
Yeah.
When he kicks the guy into
that's
the thing.
Cool as fuck.
But it's also to signify that's an important moment. Or whenever
look, for what it's worth,
Watchmen.
This film is nothing compared to the Hallelujah sex scene.
Oh god, yeah. The Watchmen.
This film is nothing compared to that.
It's just it's one thing to just be here's my slow motion, but that's the thing is but if you can make it make sense, if you're using it for important things, okay, fine. In Black Adam, they use it every single time, probably for the inevitable trailer shots.
Oh, well, that's the thing.
And that's kind of the problem with the film.
The movie feels like a 2-hour video game trailer.
Yeah.
100%.
It feels like a 2-hour video game trailer to the point where when the film ends, you're half expecting it to say, come with PS5 this October.
Exactly.
It's just, it doesn't, and that's the problem
Every
with the
one
film.
of The Rock's lines is literally Black Adam, this rage-filled villain who just destroyed everything and released the 7 deadly sins according to Shazam or whatever. he's like the epitome of evil. He gets summoned, and the first thing he does is start thinking about his catchphrase.
His catchphrase, but also as well, and that thing about Seven Deadly Sins, it's it's almost impressive how Black Adam uses an idea of like a guy basically going to hell, and then coming back as basically Satan.
Yeah.
While there's skeletons coming out of the ground and fighting people, and then making that look like the most boring shit you've seen in your life. Like okay. Doctor Strange.
She-Hulk called. It wants its Hulk King visual
like literally, like, okay, say what you will about Doctor Strange, but that last act where like he turns into like a zombie version of himself goes
sick as hell.
Goes fucking hard as fuck. Like it's so cool. And then it's
quick pop quiz.
Go on.
Right. So we saw Black Adam like 2 days ago.
Yes.
What's the villain's name?
I don't know.
What's the name of the little kid?
I don't know. Child.
What's Adam Smasher's name?
No, it's Tiano.
No, see, exactly. This film does not leave a single mark.
No, it's a movie.
It's designed to be. It's popcorn entertainment, which is fine. Popcorn entertainment can exist, but popcorn entertainment needs to be entertaining.
Good popcorn entertainment is Top Gun Maverick.
Exactly.
That's it, a movie where you can watch it and you can stuff your face with popcorn. You don't have to think about it.
You end up feeling fucking good about America.
Yeah, you go, you know what? That was good. That was some great military propaganda. I now want to join the Air Force.
A proud British man, watched Top Gun Maverick, and after it was like, 4th of July!
Yeah, like, no, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you watch it and then you go, okay, yeah, you're not going into fucking Top Gun Maverick for the amazing storytelling and the beautiful writing. You're going in, stuff your face with popcorn, watch cool effects, and then leave. And it's like...
It's the Tom Cruise difference. Yeah. The action in Top Gun Maverick and Mission Impossible films feel real, go hard as fuck. In Black Adam, we know The Rock can't lose. It's just two CGI blobs bashing each other.
And as well as that, right, as well, Top Gun Maverick knows what it is.
Yes.
It knows it's a blockbuster. That's not meant to, be some high thinking stuff.
Yes.
It's not meant to be, like intellectually fucking, it's a movie that you go and see in a cinema, you go and enjoy it, and then you leave. And that's what, and it knows that. So what it does is it does that as well as it possibly can. It doesn't try to be anything more than what it is. It doesn't try to fucking set up a universe. It doesn't try to do that. It just makes a movie, and then whatever comes afterwards is whatever comes afterwards. They don't think about it that deeply. But the problem is, and the thing is, it's funny, because Black Adam is basically the opposite of Don't Worry Darling. Because this doesn't feel like a movie. Like, it doesn't... it feels like a fucking, like, video game trailer. Yes. It feels like something I'd say at the fucking, at fucking E3.
Yes.
It feels like something I'd say at the... And at the end, wonder, like, what fucking console it's going to be on. It does not feel like a movie, and that's what I hate about it. It doesn't... It feels so fucking, like, made by a fucking computer. Made by both a computer and The Rock's fucking, like, constantly increasing ego.
Yeah.
Because he can't lose. Why make a film about a superhero or just a character in general who basically can't be hurt? The most damage that is done to Black Adam is a couple of scratches.
Yeah.
That is shit. Like, how the fuck am I meant to actually care about that character? Or, and have any actual emotional weight on that character when I know that no matter what happens, The Rock will never let that character be in proper danger. Also, if The Rock becomes a villain in Shazam, he's not going to actually let him lose because The Rock's got too much of an ego.
Like, shake hands.
Yeah, The Rock will be angry for a bit and then they'll shake hands and then The Rock will have his big epic moment where he gets to kill the villain because The Rock has such a fucking massive ego that he's not interested in actually being a character. Say what you will about Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise loves, Tom Cruise definitely has an ego.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise isn't afraid to let himself get beat up or
let
let his character. Like in Top Gun Maverick, he survives that thing, but there's a scene in that where you think he's dead.
Yeah.
And the scenes where, and a lot of that film is about passing the torch to a young cast.
Yeah.
Where Maverick's still good at what he does, but at the same time, he's aware that he's getting older, and he
Exactly.
trades a young cast.
There is-
Tom Cruise
yeah,
is
yeah.
not it's Tom Cruise and Miles, but Miles Teller saves the day.
Yeah.
It's Miles Teller who does all that. Tom
Yeah,
Cruise
yeah.
gives him that moment.
No, there is actual emotional weight to it.
Yeah, and it's like, and even in Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise lets himself get beaten the fuck out of.
Yeah.
He lets himself get hit. The Rock doesn't let that happen to him because it's
Exactly.
literally in his contract.
So, thinking about the future of Black Adam.
God.
So, obviously, Black Adam ends with a post-credit scene which feels like it's been advertised more than the film.
It's literally doing the Venom 2 effect
Oh,
where
yeah.
no one talks about the film and everyone just talks. I think, okay, maybe people talk about Dr. Fate, but if you ask someone about like the plot of the Black Adam, they're gonna stare at you doe-eyed and be like, "What?"
Also, real quick about one last Black Adam point before we talk about like the post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
It does kind of feel like a movie where the editor was told, "We'll pay you for as long as you're in the booth," and so he just sat there in the booth going, "I need some more effects,"
Just
and then for
constant.
some reason was like, "Can we just dub this scene?"
Oh my god.
That scene where it's like the kid giving his speech.
The Seed giving a speech where it goes from sounding like a kid to a 30-year-old man. It's like,
and they just
come on,
dub
guys.
over it, and it doesn't match at all.
You know that that meme of like Luigi, and he goes like, "Hello, Mario,"
Yeah.
and it has like that, but that's literally the
No,
same
literally.
voice.
And it's
Like,
also all the scenes of the other kid who's like speaking, who's like, you know, the kid who was Black Adam originally.
yeah,
That's
it's
all
like,
dubbed.
yeah, it's like the worst fucking ADR I think I've
Yeah,
made in my
yeah.
life, and it's like, what? Like the movie is so cheaply. And that's the thing. The movie's got a fucking $200 million budget.
Where did it go? Well, to The Rock.
It went to The Rock, and it went to like fucking, I guess making sure Henry Cavill would come back.